All right. And we should be live. Hello, welcome back. This is Uncanny Adventures Twitch channel, and this is the Wretched West Call of Cthulhu adventure. I am back with our intrepid investigators in the Old West, in the Dakota Territories, and we're going to go around and say hi to everybody, and then jump back into our adventure. So we're going to start today with Celts.
Hello, the Celts on Twitter. I'll be playing Lucas today, the really super tiny gunslinger.
Everybody's favorite gunslinger. And Dylan.
Okay, question first,
Yeah.
Jeanette. Did you say adventuregators?
I may have. Who knows?
I caught that too. I just thought it was really cool new terminology. Like,
I mean,
I think she just invented.
I'm okay with
something.
that. Yeah,
I'm all kinds of creative some days, so
We're
sure.
adventurers and investigators.
Investigators.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Dylan. I play Jeremiah Brown, local man of God. Not like the town's man of God, but he's here, so you know. Hey.
Excellent. And how about Jamie?
I'm Jamie. I'm playing Hudson Devereaux, the deputy sheriff of town, who is easily found because he's gigantic and built and has a lot of guns now.
A very intimidating figure now as he enters the picture. And then Brooke.
Hi, my name is Brooke. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Theater Nerd. Yeah, I feel real bad for Stinky Pete right now.
Oh, come on.
I'm just gonna apologize for what's probably going to happen.
Well, you know, Sneaky Pete. That's what happens when you're sneaky. And I'm Jeanette. I'm going to be playing Keeper tonight and going to see what kind of shenanigans these guys get up to and if I can surprise them. I like to surprise them. They're nice surprises. So when last we met, the investigators had decided, with 2 wounded men amongst them, to head back to Pawheton to get them treated at the doctor's and turn them over to the sheriff because both men were wanted for various issues. They got a little lost heading back to town, but managed to find the creek eventually, and then ran into another one of their little flying friends. These creepy winged translucent giant bug creatures that have been flying around in the mountains. They absconded with one of the injured men, the claim jumper, and took him away. But everyone else managed to collect themselves and get back to Pawheton. We had Lucas, who headed off to turn in the head of one of the claim jumpers to get the bounty. We had Jeremiah and Hudson, who were spending time with the doctor, getting Jed treated, and Jeremiah was checking in with Pharaoh, who a few days ago had an interesting altercation.
And definitely didn't say anything creepy.
No, very straightforward gentleman, if I do say so myself. And Delilah went on a bit of a shopping spree, purchased a new horse, bought a bunch of items at the general store, flaunted around her new wealth, and is apparently planning at some point to blow up something. Because there was dynamite. Lots of dynamite. And then as she tried to sneak back into the Pawheton original, through the back door to get upstairs without being noticed, one Sneaky Pete came around the corner and noticed she was there. So, as we get started, Jeremiah and Hudson, we're going to start with you guys.
Okay.
So, Hudson, you were out in front in the doctor's office as he was making sure the bullet had come out of the wound for Jed. Jed was biting down on just a thick stick that he shoved in his mouth.
And Hudson was probably trying to hold him down to help restrain him so he didn't jerk and do something.
Indeed. So you see Jeremiah start to kind of come out from the back, and you both hear Pharaoh say, "Padre, one more moment, please."
Oh God.
You good? You good, Jerry?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
God. Okay, I'll turn around and step back into the room with him.
All right. He's
Yeah.
He's kind of sat himself up a little bit, and he looks at you, and he says, well, you being a man of God, I take it that means that you're the honorable sort?
I try.
Well, I was thinking just now, I'm not exactly sure how long I've been laid up, or how long I'm going to be stuck here. Maybe you could do me a favor, Padre.
I'm willing to listen.
I got me a little side business that I run. It's a couple blocks down the street from here. Can't miss it. It's got a little sign out front. It says Pharaoh's Phillies. I need somebody to check on it who's not gonna rob me blind. Just check on my employees and make sure everything's running smoothly.
I could do that. Yeah.
I'd appreciate that, Padre. You seem like a nice sort of gentleman.
Any message you want me to give your folks?
Yeah, just tell them they best be doing business like usual, and don't think me being laid up's gonna stop me from punishing them if they're not.
I will do.
And if they got a lot of extra money in the till, well, you can just collect that for me and bring it back.
Oh.
And you tell them they better not have skimmed off the top.
Oh, okay. I can do that, Mr. Pharaoh. Sure.
I appreciate that, Padre.
I'm back out of the room.
So, all right. So, Hudson, you see Jerry come walking back out from behind the kind of curtain that swings there. What are you doing?
Everything good, Jerry?
Yeah.
Oh,
Everything's fine.
how's the old injured one over there?
Looks like he's gonna be all right. So that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
And then I'm gonna have to put him in jail. So
Well, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
he
he
must be
did
the-
kind of
he did shoot me. Yeah. And
yeah,
it's a thing.
Yeah. And he
Yes.
punched me, and that's
That's also probably
that
worse.
is illegal.
The
That's
doctor
that's
looks
good.
up and says, I think it counts that the man wasn't actually in his right mind, Deputy.
That is fair.
I'm sorry. Who's the law person in the room?
Okay, well,
I mean, you're the law person, but I happen to be the medical expert in attendance. And you hear
Well-
Jed go, "Ew, that fucking hurts."
Hey, Jed, shush. I'm gonna take you to jail too. Shush.
Why are you taking Jed to jail?
Well, it's because of this one that one went all cuckoo.
Jed, you sure?
Yep. He told
Kinda.
us.
What evidence do you have that Jed did anything wrong? Jed's a tender soul here. He's always looking out for everybody when he comes to town.
Well, I mean, he confessed to
The
me.
the doctor looks at Jed. He's like, "You never confess, Jed."
we did this time. I guess because he had a preacher that he could trust with
So-
that information.
So what? You turned him in after he confessed, preacher?
God damn it! No, that's not what I meant.
He told all of us.
He told all of us. Okay, it wasn't just me. But
All right,
I was
Jed.
there.
Jed,
My
when
point.
you give your confession to the priest, you make sure the lawman ain't standing nearby. And Jed just nods. So the doctor looks at it and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna need to keep him here for a little bit while I patch him up. If I can
That's
make sure
fine.
that Jed doesn't run away," and he smacks him on the arm, and Jed's like, he goes, "You can go about your business and come pick him up in the morning."
All right.
Works for me.
All right. Don't worry, I'll take good care of him. I'll put him in a bed next to Pharaoh.
Maybe not do that.
No worries. I won't put him in a bed next to Pharaoh. I was just joking.
Okay, good.
Maybe restrain them if you do.
Yeah. Thanks.
Big
Uh,
yikes.
By the way, Hudson, Pharaoh wanted me to go check on side business down the road. So I'm gonna go do that. You can come if you like, or
I'll come. Make sure everything's on the level.
all right.
All right. So you leave the doctor's office and head out down the street. It's kind of a little bit busy now. People are moving about. They're doing there's some evening shopping and things like that. And you go about 2 blocks down the road, and as you turn a corner, and you can see a tent off to one side with a sign that says Pharaoh's Phillies, and you see a couple of ladies kind of stepping outside, kind of dressed up, sort of getting the attention of passersby. You also see coming up the street in the other direction from the jail, you can see Lucas walking in this direction.
And based on the map, it looks like the Pawheton Original's down the street too, yeah?
Yeah, the Pawheton Original's down the road a little ways, like in the other direction though.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yep. So you kind of come out into the corner, and it's a right to go to Pharaoh's, and the Pawheton, you can see it's at that intersection. And then you kind of look back to the right, and you can see Lucas kind of meandering through the crowd, having left the jail.
Hudson's gonna reach over and put his hand over Jerry's eyes. Don't look, Padre. I think we got a house of ill repute here.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's just a tent, though. So it's a tent.
A tent of ill repute. He's just gonna keep his hand over Jerry's eyes and then wave at Lucas.
When you wave, 2 of the ladies out front give a big wave in your direction.
Hey, married. He's gonna like point his hand. Married.
That's not a problem. We don't have to tell the missus.
You don't know the missus.
Oh, come now, come now.
She'll come over here, kill me, and then kill you with my body.
Oh my god.
Well, that might be entertaining.
No, you. Come on, Jared. He's just gonna start dragging.
Cute.
He's gonna start dragging Jeremiah with him and walk away.
So Hudson is dragging you past Pharaoh's Phillies tent.
So wait a minute. Are the prostitutes outside Pharaoh's Phillies?
Yeah, they're standing right out in front of the sign.
They're the Phillies.
I didn't
Here
realize.
I thought you were talking about horses.
I thought it was always like a horse.
I bought my horse from this man.
Is Jeremiah a Catholic?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Well, then, yeah. Doesn't say other priests, man. That's fair game.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are the Phillies that are being referred
Think of
to.
that. I think I'll let Hudson drag me along. I'm kind of like astonished because I didn't realize what was being asked of me.
So Kelts, you see Hudson grabbing Jeremiah and just sort of manhandling him across the way past the Pharaoh's Phillies tent.
Kind of reluctantly, I'm going to kind of like I'm distracted, like I want to go to Pharaoh's, but kind of like,
Right here.
Where are you fellas going?
Let's go.
Kind of like confused that they're not going where the entertainers
Let's
are.
go. Put your shoes on.
Well, I'm taking Jerry away before he does something he's going to regret.
How do you know he's going to regret it?
Have you seen him? And
Do you want to be torn away from here, Jerry?
Well, I was asked by Mr. Pharaoh to look in on his business. I didn't realize that it was that kind of business.
Because I got $50 for that head, and part of this is y'all, so...
I don't think that would be
Come here,
appropriate.
Jerry. Let's going to push Jeremiah out of Lucas and then just start walking away.
Be a weirdo. Go get your sweater.
All right, then. I'm just going to kind of tuck it in my vest pocket and follow you guys wherever you're heading off to.
Sweater.
Hudson was going to go to the general.
Get your sweater and your dresser.
I don't know if anybody else was going to go there or...
Okay, you're going to stay here with Dad.
Yeah, I
think
haven't
Jeremiah-
been in town long enough to have my own haunt, so I'm just going to kind of tag along with you guys.
I think Jeremiah wants to go find what's his name, Duffy, the preacher?
The Preacher Duffy. So,
Yeah, because he wanted to ask him something.
okay. So,
Jeanette, can I ask a quick question?
sure.
Is Pharaoh's Phillies a legal establishment?
I mean, it is a very common business in Pawheton.
That's what I
There
figured.
are actually
I
quite a
figured,
few.
but I was just like, I should probably double check that before Hudson's just like,
Yes. It is a legal establishment.
gotcha.
Who
All right,
knows what
that'll
else
help.
they might do, but
I have ideas, but I'm not.
all right. So, the Pawheton Trader, the general store, is a little bit further up, heading in the direction that you're heading past the Phillies. If you want to head that way, Jeremiah, you know that the Reverend Thomas Duffy, he has a congregational tent that is set up more to the southern end of town. It's kind of down across the creek on the other side past it's past the like the gambling houses and the card houses and things like that. So a couple
Okay.
blocks from the main square.
All right. No biggie.
So are you going to head that way by yourself?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. So Jeremiah kind of splits off. Hudson and Lucas, you guys head up in the direction of the general store. And meanwhile, Delilah, you have snuck in the back door to be confronted by the wily little sneaky Pete who rounded the corner and looks at you, big grin on his face. Hey there, Delilah! When'd you get back?
I don't know. It looks like I'm going to my room. Take a wild guess.
You just got back.
And somehow I feel like that was a guess for you.
Yeah, you told me to guess.
She will actually do that motion. She will place her palm in her hand.
Oh, all right. Delilah,
What
you
could I-
feeling all right? Do you have a headache? Should I go get the doctor?
No. I'd like just a peaceful, well, as peaceful of a night as I possibly can have in this tavern.
Oh,
Alone.
well, where'd you get off to? Because I was curious, because I came looking to talk to you last night, and you weren't here.
Talk to me about what?
I don't know. I was bored, and I don't like talking to Jack. He usually threatens me with a shotgun if I talk too long.
There's a long, silent pause to the point where it starts to get awkward. And she doesn't say a word.
He stands there, and he's just smiling for a little bit, and he waits, and then he's like, all right, I'm getting the feeling like I get when Jack's about to pull out the shotgun.
Well, at least there's some brains in your head.
Well, Jack tells me there ain't no brains in my head.
I mean, I often wonder myself.
But he does tell me that he'll put a hole in there just to double check and make sure.
I think she's still wearing a gum belt, one of the gum belts she picked up from the Owens brothers as a bandolier right now. And she's real tempted to do it herself. But she also doesn't want to be out of a job. So like she's got a lot of things and she just chooses not to say much of anything.
Oh, hey, where'd you go when you went outside town? Did you run into Swede when you were out there? And you know that Swede is Swede Nielsen. He's another one of Jack's guys that works for him.
Wasn't exactly looking for him. Do I need to keep my eye out for him?
Oh, I was just looking around for him. Like we had a bet going, and I actually won, and he's supposed to pay me back $2, and he ain't been back yet that I seen in maybe 4 days. So I was just hoping to check in and get my $2.
Delilah pulls out a piece of gold, which is probably a small one, like the smallest she has, which I'm going to assume is worth more than $2. And she's just going to stick it in his hands. Train's coming into town.
Delilah, where'd you get that gold? Whoa, you're right. The train is. Wait, there ain't no train tracks going through town. Delilah, what is that ghost train? What is that ghost train? Delilah. It stopped. I can't hear it no more.
Think you're dead,
Nope,
Pete.
nope, there it is.
I think you're dead. You're imagining me and that piece of gold in your hands. And
Well-
if I have to roll, I don't think I have to roll to make him believe. Anyway, I'm going with this story.
You see him cup the gold, and he's like, "Well, currently this gold feels mighty real, and because I don't want it to disappear, I'm gonna leave you be, Delilah, and I'm gonna go worry about some other business I got to take care of."
You're welcome.
Well, thank you very much. And he
Normally people pay me for my companionship. Just remember that for the future.
Well, I ain't never been able to afford that, but maybe now I can.
Yup, maybe now you can. It makes a mental note to raise her prices just for Stinky Pete.
And you hear from the main room, you hear like boot steps, and Pete looks over his shoulder, like, "Oh shit, I don't want Jack to catch me with this." And he is like sticking it in his pocket and running out the back door as fast as he can.
But now I have a Jack problem. Yay. Okay.
Well, you hear the footsteps, but you don't see Jack yet. And Pete absconds quickly out the side door.
I think at this point, any chance of sneaking to her room unannounced is pretty much good and gone. That it's probably best not to piss off her employer.
That is up to you. If you want to try, I would let you roll a stealth roll to try to slip upstairs.
I don't think she cares that much at the moment.
So as you kind of decide not to go, you hear the footsteps, and then you hear, "Who's back there?"
It's just me, Jack.
"Oh, Delilah, darling, you're back. I thought I'd be seeing you last night. You know, you missed a shift."
Yup. Sure did, boss.
He rounds the corner and kind of gives you a smile. Which, whenever Jack smiles, it's more like a leering grin.
Uh-huh.
He says, "Well, how was your excursion?"
More profitable than any night at... No, she stops. It was an excursion.
"I'm all ears. I don't get to go out and visit the prospecting sites as much as I once did. Anything interesting I should know?"
She pauses for a minute. She's gonna tell him that it has been rather uneventful and that he should be happy he's staying in town.
"Oh, well, I mean, I suppose. It is more lucrative nowadays for me because most people just bring me their money."
I mean, why work for it if you don't have to?
"It's true, dear. It's true. But you look like you could use a relaxing bath, maybe a hot meal, maybe a little company."
Really what I could use is a night off.
"Oh, really? Another night off, you say?"
I was hoping so.
"Delilah, you know, I care about you, darling. You know you're my favorite, right?"
I mean, you make that pretty obvious.
"But, I mean, what good is it if you can't bring in the money like I need you to? And you're so good at keeping the other girls in line and showing them exactly what professionalism is."
And a professional knows when they need to take a night off.
I'm
gonna do you no good if you put me out in that bar tonight.
Why don't you roll me? You can roll me persuasion, or if you want to try to charm him.
It's exactly the same roll.
I love it.
I think she's been batting her eyelashes this entire time. So, I'll take my my success.
He leans in and he just kind of takes you by the chin and he flicks your nose and he's like, "See, that's the thing I like about you, Delilah. You even can make me have a change of heart. I agree. You should take the night off. Relax. And then tomorrow, you'll be back to regular old Delilah. In fact, why don't I buy you a new dress?"
Sure. Can I take care of that in the morning?
Of course. Darling, go up to bed. Don't you worry your mind about anything tonight.
She just lets out a sigh and carries this gun that Jack clearly didn't care to ask about up to her room.
He did seem to leave a few questions there. All right, so you disappear upstairs. And upstairs it's pretty quiet. Most of the girls have gone downstairs and they're probably getting ready in the back downstairs before the night's rush. Do you do anything special or do you just turn in for the night?
I think she has a journal that she recounts her important things that have happened in her life, like the past 2 nights or the past 2 days. And she'll write in there about the bug people and the Sasquatch and the Spanish German conquistador inquisitor dude. And let's see what else. Oh, about about the Walking Dead, and about how she almost fired at her friends, she fired at her friends, almost shot them, and she bought a new horse, all black horse named Shadow.
All right. So as Delilah is sitting and writing in her journal, we come back to Lucas and Hudson as you make your way up the street and you head into the general store, where the gentleman inside looks like he's filling a large order. He's kind of collecting items and sort of piecing together different things, and you see him kind of stop and look through a shelf and kind of pull out some things before he turns and sees you. And he turns around and he says, "Evening, gents. What can I do for you?"
Evening, sir. I'm looking for some ammo.
"Well, ammo we have in spades. What kind do you need, son?"
He's just gonna pull out the empty guns and just set them down. I need enough for these and some more to spare.
All right. What are you up to these days, deputies? How's things around town? And you know, Hudson, you don't know this guy very well, but you know his name is Mordecai, and he is one of Jack's lackeys who has taken on the role of running the general store in Jack's place.
Well, you know, Mordecai, Jack and Walter button heads, and I'm just trying to keep the peace as best as I can.
Oh, why do you gotta go and keep the peace? The more that they butt heads and the more that things get broken or things get shot at, the more business I have coming my way.
Well, the more people also could potentially die, so if you want me to put that on you too, I gladly.
No, deputy. I am not responsible for that at all. I'm just saying, if you let them sort it out, it leaves you with less headaches in the long run.
Yeah, and it leaves you with more business. I ain't dumb.
I don't mind the business. The more business I bring in, the happier my employers would be, sir.
Well, it looks like you're doing pretty good for yourself, and he's going to point towards the large order being filled.
Yeah, I had a customer come in earlier this evening, was looking for a lot of items. This is only a little bit of it so far. She took some of it, and I'm packaging up the rest for delivery tomorrow.
Well, that's going to be one very. He's going to cut. What does he have that's visible that Hudson can see?
So there's a variety of like gear. It looks like gear to like, go out and be out on the road for a while. There's also a large crate that has the word caution printed across it that he has kind of slid out into the corner.
Well, looks like whoever it is going to be pretty well armed there.
Yeah, I don't ask too many questions. I mean, I assume they got reasons for what they need everything for. So I just fill the order and I move on from there.
Well, that's good to hear, Mordecai.
I do my best, Deputy. And he looks over his shoulder now, noticing Lucas, and he's like, I don't know your friend. Hello there. My name is Mordecai. I run things around here. Mordecai Albertson, that is.
Pleased to meet you, Mordecai. My name is Lucas. Say, that big order there, that they wouldn't have drained you out of all your shooting irons by chance, would it?
No, sir, not drained at all. We've got plenty of things here. And if there's something we don't have, you don't worry. I can order it in for you. No worries there.
Not looking for anything super fancy, but maybe just a little fancy, something shiny. Revolver of some kind with a belt to go with it.
A revolver with a belt. Alright, so I need some ammunition for the deputy and a revolver with a belt. And he kind of goes walking back, looking around.
A shiny revolver.
Shiny revolver.
Something that looks like if an angel were to shoot you with it, it'd be the kind of gun an angel would use to shoot you. You know, something real breathtaking.
Says, alright, let me look here. He's like, how do you like a Remington? A nice Remington. I got two of them in my last delivery.
I think we'll probably just need one, but what's that going to set me back with the holster and belt? And then I'd like to have something, if you can either burn it or stitch it into the holster, I'd like some initials put into the holster as well.
Well, altogether, if you pick up that Remington and you get the belt with that, I could sell it for $16.
Okay, I would like to put that order in, please.
All right.
And on the holster, I would like WWJD put on the holster.
All right.
And then, of course, some extra ammunition to go onto the belt for it as well.
Excellent, excellent. I can do that as well. The extra ammunition will set you back. It's going to be $3 for the ammunition for you and another $3 for the ammunition for the deputy.
$3. I mean, this is official deputy business.
You know what? In fact, put the deputy's ammunition on my tab because I've got this head money, you see, and it's burning a hole right in my pocket. So I happily pay for the deputy's ammunition, and then I'm going to need some ammunition for myself as well for the rifle and for what do I have? 45s?
I think so.
Extra ammunition for 2 of my revolvers.
Are you holding the head up still?
No, I dumped it off at the pig farm.
That's right, you did.
Yeah.
So he says, all right. So, yeah, so in total, you're with the 15, 16 plus the 6. So it's going to be $22 for all of that.
Now, one more thing I'd like to add on there. Some kind of a derringer, like a smaller weapon with like an ankle holster. Something nice, something a lady might sport.
Let's see. What do we have here? And he starts kind of looking through his stock, and he's like, oh, I do have, and he pulls out a little 44 Derringer. I do have this right here. This will run you about $2.
So I'll take that either with an ankle or a thigh holster.
All right, so that's gonna be 2, 3, and if you want some ammo for that one, I'll charge it. So an even $4 for the Derringer with some ammo and a holster.
Okay. you got yourself a goddamn deal.
Thank you very much. Wow, this has been a very lucrative night for the general store, let me tell you.
Sure sounds like it, Mordecai.
Can I do anything else for you gentlemen this evening?
I think I'm good.
All right. Sounds good. And well, you all have a wonderful evening, sir. I will get that initials that I have someone who can do that work for me. I'll talk to them this evening after I close up, and we'll get that ready. And if you want to stop by tomorrow morning after maybe 10:30 in the morning, I should probably be able to have them do that up pretty quick.
Okay.
All right.
10:30.
Excellent. You all have a very good evening then, and come back anytime to the general store, and we will take care of you.
You too, Mordecai. Stay out of trouble.
Excellent. Good night. So,
Little do the boys know Delilah was already there.
So Jeremiah,
Yeah.
you leave Hudson and Lucas. You walk back down the street. You pass by the Phillies on your way back by. They hoot and holler in your direction.
And make the sign of the cross.
One of them is like, "Father, oh hey Father, where are you going so fast? Why don't you come back and visit?
Church.
Maybe I want to make confession."
Maybe later.
So you hurry past and head down the street. You pass the main intersection of town. The Pawheton Original. You see they're firing up the lights outside. The Pennebaker's is kicking up. They've got the doors open. You know, all the well-to-do dressed guests are starting to kind of make their way in there. And you continue on down around the corner. You cross over the little creek. You pass by one of the other local gambling houses as you go, Jock's House of Cards. And it's just a big tent, and you can smell tobacco, and you can definitely smell the smell of like whiskey and other alcohols. And there's already a lot of yelling and swearing coming from inside.
Sounds about right.
You're pretty much aware, like, this is the gambling house where you want to stay away if you don't want to deal with thieves and cutthroats and backstabbers.
Oh, great.
And you pass by, and up ahead you can see the tent that doubles as the congregation for the Assembly of God Church, where Reverend Thomas Duffy holds his sermons. And in fact, you do notice as you're heading up that way that there do seem to be a handful of people kind of in the tent, and you start to hear Duffy kind of, it sounds like he's maybe giving a small sermon this evening as you approach.
All right. That sounds about right.
What do you want to do?
Well, I'll probably wait till he's done proselytizing for the evening or for the moment. I wanted to just ask him about the Bigfoot, because I know he was getting like a posse together, right?
He did seem, when you last talked, or when you last saw him, that he was trying to rabble-rouse and get everyone kind of up in arms about going.
Okay. So yeah, I'll wait till he's done and then see if I can talk to him.
All right. So while you wait, he kind of has maybe about 15 or 16 people kind of in the tent, some standing, some sitting, and he's up at the front. And as you walk in, he says, "The Lord is going to rain down in fire and brimstone on this town and other towns like it. The sin and the debauchery that happens here. A flood will come, and it will wash away all the sinners. But those who are faithful to the Lord above, they will be lifted up by the angels on wings and carried into the sky, into the heavens above. But you must be honorable, and you must be faithful, and you must be true believers. So you must go out into the streets, and you must preach the good word of the Lord, and stay away from all of the whorehouses and the saloons and any other debauchery that happens here, and keep yourself pure and faithful for our Lord. And when the time comes," and my brothers and sisters, the time is coming, and it's coming soon, you will be ready to be saved, while the rest are washed away in the power of our Lord. Go. It is late. Go see your families. Take care of yourselves. If any of you need to speak to me, if any of you feel that you are not strong in your faith, I am here for you. And we together will rise up on the wings of these angels. Peace be with you, my brothers and sisters. Blessed be. And they start to kind of get up and depart and sort of walk by. And he starts kind of like cleaning up at the front where his table is and putting a couple books aside.
Okay. I think I'll approach at that point.
So he picks up a stack of like 3 or 4 books and moves them on to the side of the table, and then he sees you approaching and looks up and he says, "Ah, Father, how are you this evening?"
Hi, Reverend. I'm doing all right. I've done better.
It is nice to see you. I caught sight of you at the back of my congregation this evening. I don't always see you. I did see you the other day in when I was talking to those sinners in the Pawheton original. How are you? You ended up in that altercation that happened.
Oh yeah, I'm fine from that. Me and some companions of mine went out deal with some business. We might have seen one of those ape men you were talking about earlier.
You saw them?
Yeah, and I don't mean to alarm you, but might have seen something related to your little speech there, Reverend.
You saw what? You saw an angel? Or did you see a sign? Did you two see a sign of the impending apocalypse that is coming?
I just might have. Yeah. I sort of make sure there's no one around and lean in. I'm like, I think I saw Beelzebub. Just,
Father, I think you may be on the road to true belief. I wasn't sure when you first came to town. I worried.
That's fair.
I worried for your soul. I wasn't sure if you were a true believer or a false prophet to these people. But I am encouraged by these words and by what you have seen.
Reverend,
Yes.
now that I think about it, I have seen an angel before. Actually.
You have.
It was not recently, mind you. This is when I was serving in the war a while back. You ever hear about the Battle of Shiloh?
I have heard. I don't know much about it, but I will hear more if you want to speak on it.
Well, it was bloody. Before Gettysburg, it was probably the worst. That's what the men who write the books say, anyway. And I was there, and a lot of us got left on that battlefield all night, actually. And I swear on my word as a man of God that I saw one of the Lord's messengers that evening, and he saved me from the fires of hell, and he saved a lot of us from hell that night. And the things that I saw when I went out with my companions, it reminded me of that, and it reminded me I don't want to see that again, not until I've done my duty here on this earth and go to join him in his kingdom. Preacher.
Well, I think the time to join him in his kingdom is coming soon, and those of us who believe in him, we need to shepherd those other true faithful so that they're prepared when it comes. Because when the floodwaters flow, we don't want the faithful washed away. And those angels, they will bear us up and take us, and we will see things in the heavens, in the stars, and beyond. that we can't see on our own, not without the blessings that can be given by our Lord.
I agree. I was wondering if you might know more about where these ape men are.
Well, from what I'm hearing, they are up in the hills. They're attacking and destroying prospecting sites. That's why all these prospectors and other people who have been on the road have been disappearing, because these monsters swoop in and they rip them apart, feed them to their young.
Reverend, I don't know if that's true. It looked like these ape men, as we would call them, were actually antagonistic towards this Beelzebub fellow that I saw.
No, you must have been mistaken in what you witnessed. They must have been muddling with your mind, because
Possible.
they are broken servants. Those that they once served, they betrayed, and so they are fallen, and so they now encourage the rest of us to fall like they fell. But we must stand strong with the true God. You understand, don't you, brother?
I do. Well, I wish you luck, Reverend, in saving these sinners. They certainly are.
Well, if you work with me, son, then we can save them together.
I plan on it. I plan on saving this whole town, hopefully.
I don't know if this whole town is able to be saved.
I don't know about Jack and Pennebaker, but
they're just one piece of the deeper problem here.
I'm not gonna fight him, guys. We're not gonna get into a wrestling match.
Preacher fight.
Who on earth would suggest such a thing?
I think I'm gonna wish him well for the evening and probably head out and tell him that I'm gonna look more into it as my part of this fight against evil.
Well, my brother, if you have any questions, or if you are in need of guidance yourself, I have seen the light and the true way that is before us. But take not long to come to terms with what you need to do on this path, because time is very short.
I agree.
The Lord says so. Time is quickly ticking away.
Okay.
Well, good luck to you.
And you.
Evening. And he picks up his other books and he moves them aside as you walk away and head out. So, where are you all going? Jeremiah, we'll start with you. Like, where are you going when you leave the tent?
Part of me wants to go back to like whatever tent I had.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to consult like books on stuff and see if I can find anything that might be useful. Because I mean, Jeremiah has like religious books, but he also has like occult books that he doesn't talk about very much. So
all right, so you leave and you head back a little bit, like you kind of cross the main street, you go back across the creek. You kind of have a tent in a little bit nicer section away from the cutthroats and the bandits and things like that. So you can make your way back and kind of slip into your personal tent to kind of look through your stuff. So meanwhile, what are Hudson and Lucas doing?
Well, lawman, what do you suggest now? I mean, is there something we can do past the time, or you think there's something we should do that is of most importance?
we know the other preacher guy was talking about the ape man. I don't know what else we can do for now. I mean, Delilah's in no shape to do anything for a while. Just let her rest it up. So maybe we just spend the evening doing whatever we do and regroup in the morning.
Oh, that sounds reasonable. I think I'm gonna go poke in and see what Jack's been up to.
All right, you do that. I'll go check on Walter.
I might want to remind you should probably go. It sounds like your wife, I have not met her, but sounds like she might want to hear from you too.
After Walter.
Well, you be careful, old man.
You
and
too.
we'll see you later. I'm gonna head over to Jack's.
Yeah, no, Hudson's going straight to his house. He was just saying that to be like, I want to go see my wife.
All right, so Hudson heads down the street, and as Lucas kind of like splits off and heads into the Pawheton Original, Hudson walks past Pennebaker's and keeps going and heads for home.
I would have like an actual. Are there any structure houses?
Yes, there are. There's tents. There's lean-tos. There's some people who just camp out, but there are also houses that have been built.
Okay, because I feel like Hudson would have an actual house since he's the deputy sheriff. It's probably not a nice house, but like a one-room place.
It's probably something that at some point you either hired somebody to put up or you took some time before you were conscripted into being a deputy and we're kind of doing it. Maybe you haven't finished it yet because now you've been busy.
Yeah.
The locals refer to it as the part of town that's old money.
Yes.
Yeah. Hudson's heading straight to his house to see his wife. Because she will kill him otherwise.
She may want to already. So Hudson, you kind of wander down the street heading home, and Lucas, you walk into the Pawheton Original, and it's business is already picking up. There's a handful of people at the bar, a couple of tables are full. There's a few card games already going, a couple of dice games, and Jack is kind of leaning behind the bar, his arms crossed, and he kind of looks over as you come in, and cocks an eyebrow in your direction and just sort of gives a nod. Familiarity.
I return the nod, sit down at the first open stool I can find at the bar, and order a whiskey, whether it be from Jack or whoever's tending bar. But whiskey, please.
Jack walks over. He kind of motions the bartender who's going over away, pulls out a whiskey bottle, takes out 2 glasses and pours, and then slides a drink in front of you, and he says, "I see you made it back in one piece."
Well, not just myself, but your charge came back in one piece. I don't know if you've noticed yet or not, but I did what you asked of me to the best of my ability.
I did see Delilah came in a bit earlier today, and not too long ago, in fact.
It probably would have been better served for you to ask her to watch my back, but when everything washed out, she came back safely, which I believe was your intention.
Delilah's a capable lady. I appreciate her, and I don't think I could run things around here without her, though you're not to tell her I said that.
She probably knows already, Jack. But yeah, you won't hear it from me.
So what happened on your excursion? I didn't get a chance to talk to Delilah too long. She was tired, and I believe she's excused herself to go and rest after your journey. But did you find that piece of shit that poisoned my man over there? Pharaoh?
Well, we found Jed.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not Jed's a piece of shit, that's to be determined. He did kind of put his well-being on the line to protect a lot of us that went out there. So I don't know. We don't know enough to make that determination whether or not he's a piece of shit.
Well, you went to collect Jed.
Let's just say that I've seen things, and what we saw in the last couple of days is going to keep me from sleeping well for quite a while.
So you went to collect Jed, but you ran into something other than Jed?
Whole lots of somethings. That's correct.
I'd be interested in knowing a bit more. And he pours more into your class.
No offense, Jack, but I don't know you very well, and I need to process what we saw a little bit more. And once I have a better idea what we actually saw, I might come and share that information with you. But for right now, I just want a whiskey and somewhere to go to sleep for as long as my mind will let me sleep.
Well, the problem with that is that, you see, you may not know me very well, but this is all of mine. I let Pennebaker over there think that he's got some say in what goes on. It keeps things interesting. But I founded this town, and this town rises and falls on my say-so. And if there's something more going on, I should be the first to know. I shouldn't have to wait for information.
I respect that, but if it's contingent on me telling you what I know or me sleeping out in the wilderness with my horse, I've done that before and have no problems doing it again. So if you can't respect my wishes to be quiet and have a nice evening, which I am very much in the need of, then I will be saying goodnight to you, sir, and go on my way.
He kind of looks you up and down. He's got this steely kind of serious look. He's not smiling. He just has like the straight kind of scowl on his face. And then he stands up straight and he's just kind of laughs. He's, I actually like your style. But I'm willing to put you up for the night, seeing as you did me a service by keeping an eye on Delilah. I know she's capable, but it never hurts to have somebody watching your back. But when you get your head together on things, I'd better be the first to know what it is that's got both you and Delilah in such a tizzy.
Well, for all I know, it could just be exposure or lack of sleep. So, yeah, if there's anything I feel like I need to share with you, I will definitely share it, Jack.
He leans in real close and he's like, "Come clean. Did you see the ghost? Is that what this is all about?"
No, I did not see any ghost.
All right. I can respect that then. But don't hold out on me. My patience only goes so far.
Duly noted. I just don't want to tell anything to this guy until I talk to the rest of the group.
So he will he kind of gives you one more drink and then he goes off to handle other business and you're left sitting at the bar by yourself.
That's probably where I'll be until I pass out.
All right. Hudson, do you have any business you want to go over as to what's going on when you get home to see your lovely wife, the lovely Minnie?
I don't know anything that's appropriate to say on this stream, so we're just gonna end it with
We're
that.
just gonna fade.
As the door opens, it fades to black.
Everything gets scrambled, and you're like, "What? I can't see anything. What is that? Oh my god!" That's...
And so Jeremiah, as you have headed back to your tent,
Yeah.
what are you doing this evening, or are you going to sleep?
I'm looking through my books, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know specifically like what kind of books he has, but I think he's after having seen an angel and stuff, I think he got really into like the occult and started like seances, stuff like that. So I think he has books on all kinds of weird things that he's just sort of leafing through, looking to see if there's any mention of like, oh, giant mosquito, oh, Bigfoot, okay.
All right, yeah. So you probably have like various like full-size books. You probably also have some of those like little dime novels that they used to put out with like stories and stuff too. Why don't you roll me an occult check?
Okay.
Those were penny dreadfuls, right?
I think yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll spend the 4 luck for. Oh no! Sorry, I'm dumb.
Nope, you got a success there. Yep.
I got it. I'm dumb.
I mean, if you want to spend 4 luck.
That is entirely up to you, my friend.
I thought 4 would be a hard success, but that was just a success. I'm dumb.
All right, so you were kind of flipping through, and you're looking for kind of information, and you do come across in one of the small novels that you have there. It's a story, and it's sort of told in like about an uprising of these Bigfoots that turned against their enslavers who brought them here, that they're from another world and were brought here as hard labor, and they fought back against those that had held them captive and made them do this, and broke away and made their own sort of communities. Their goal was to stay hidden from those that had enslaved them, but if they found opportunities to sort of go back and wreak havoc on their captors, they would do so. There's mention of how their captors, who were described as these beautiful, multicolored, like, angelic winged creatures, would come and go through the solid wall of rock itself, and could transport themselves to another world and back again. And that was how they brought them through from their home and brought them to this new place.
My God. Okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's more than I thought I was going to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. All right. Interesting.
Now, does the thing? I assume not, because it's like a little dime novel. But would it have any information on like how these Bigfoot things communicate? Like, I assume they have a language which I obviously wouldn't speak if they're from another planet. But
so your impression in this is that they seem to communicate through like more hand signal and sort of that kind of thing. They don't seem to express in a language.
Okay. All right. Interesting. I will make a mental note.
Okay. So everyone has gone about their business and has gone off to bed for the evening. And you guys all sleep and wake in the morning. And Delilah, you wake. You actually, as you wake up, you feel much better this morning than you have for like the last day or so. Your head feels clear. You don't feel as muddled about things that happened. You don't feel sort of out of sorts like you were feeling the day before. So you think a good rest has helped you to recover. So what are you doing first thing this morning?
I think, because I'm assuming her chest is bruised, and I'm imagining it being right across the sternum because maximum ouch. I think before she does anything else, she's gonna wrap her chest as to compress and what's the word I'm looking? Support her ribs as best as possible. She's not like super medically smart. That was not what her schooling was in. She was schooled more in performing and that stuff. And then I think she puts on what I can only assume to be a somewhat ragged dress at this point, based on the events of the past 2 days. And she'll go down to the bar, assuming she'll find Jack.
So as you open your door to go down, you find as you open it, there's a dress hanging on the outside of your door. like a brand new dress just kind of hanging there.
Okay. I think she'll go back in. I'm assuming she wears a corset, so she probably actually has one of the other girls. Like, I don't know if it's the corset is built into the dress or it's something she wears underneath. But she probably has one of the other more junior girls. Since Delilah has pretty much been here since the beginning. Tie her into it.
Yep. So you have when you like look around real quick, you see this younger girl who's maybe about 17. Her name's Calliope, and she's this cute little brunette who's sort of going by as you are taking the dress off the door, like, oh.
Can I get your help for a minute, Calliope?
Oh, sure, Delilah, absolutely.
So normally I can put these on by myself. Let's just say when we were out bringing Jed back, there was a little bit of a tussle.
Are you all right?
I'll be fine. I feel much better than I did yesterday afternoon, last night, when I came back into town.
Are you sure you shouldn't go talk to the doc and make sure that everything's good?
I think she'll take her hands on the cheeks of the poor girl or the young girl, just be like, leave this to me to worry about. I got a firm rifle butt to the sternum, or to the she'll motion without touching, because I realize that's a very me thing, poke the bruise, to right here. It'll be fine. It's a bruise. There's not a whole lot the doctor can do.
Oh, all right. I just, if anything was broken.
I don't think there's much the doctor can do. I appreciate your care and concern. What I need your help with is the corset.
Oh, that's going to hurt a lot, isn't it?
Well, we're going to tie it just tight enough that we give the girls a little lift, but not so tight that it hurts.
All right, so she will help you, and she is very careful as she, gently ties you into the corset without injuring you.
I think Delilah will take like a sheet or a piece of lace or something just so she doesn't scream out, because I anticipate this still hurts regardless of how carefully it is done.
And it takes her a little extra time, because every time you make any kind of noise that it hurts, she's reacting to it like, no, oh, I'm sorry.
Keep going.
And she does. She gets you laced in as good as you can. There is definite soreness from the pressure of it, but you're fine. You're tough. You got this.
And then I think she'll go down to the bar. And, well, she'll say, thank you, Calliope. You have a very delicate hand.
Oh, thanks, Delilah. I'm glad I could help. And she kind of heads off in the other direction. So, Delilah, you head downstairs. Lucas, you also stayed at the Pawheton Original last night.
I don't think I would have made it up to her room.
Okay.
I think as Delilah comes downstairs, she's going to see me like what would have been in a position for me to hassle the piano player about what he was playing the whole night, but like kind of slumped over the piano with one hand, the other hand kind of dangling down, but passed thoroughly out, leaning against the piano.
Well, now Delilah gets a little smile on her face, because she's going to open up the piano, and I think she's had the pianist start to teach her some ragtime, so it's very fast, very loud, and not very good.
So, with your head up against the piano, suddenly there's ding, 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 ding.
No, it wasn't me. And he probably like would kick off and go backwards in his chair.
Good morning, Lucas.
Jeez, who taught you to play like that?
The pianist.
Oh. So I'm assuming I didn't make it up to my room then?
I'm guessing not unless you fell back asleep. Is that the ice cream man I hear? Oh, sorry.
Well, it's an ice cream burro trailer.
The doggies are pulling around the ice cream truck.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's actually what the piano music sounded like you were playing.
She switched over now that she woke you up to a nice little jingle.
She probably knows like actual piece she could play well, but that wasn't the point. It literally was to wake up Lucas.
Well, that was that. I wish I could say it was a pleasant awakening, but my head hurts.
Would it have been better if, maybe you shouldn't have drank so much that you passed out in the bar?
I only remember drinking like 5 of them. 5.
Four of them? Lucas, count the fingers you put up.
Yeah. Yeah, 5 of them.
Oh, buddy. I thought we were going to take it easy last night. Or maybe that was just my plan.
Well, that was me taking it easy. Oh. I am just going to only acknowledge the existence of my cup of coffee for just a little bit.
Sounds good.
Lucas is little, I like to remind everybody, so it doesn't take a whole lot, but he drinks like he's 2 or 3 times his size.
That's right.
His hangover headache is like 20 times his size because of math.
Yep, that's how math works, I'm sure. Yep. And Delilah's going to go look for Jack specifically.
All right, so you look around down here, and Sneaky Pete is behind the bar, and you don't see Jack, so he may not have gotten up yet this morning.
She really doesn't want to go talk to Pete.
You know where Jack's bedroom is.
I don't know if she wants to do that either. Although she does want to have a private conversation with him. I think she's going to sneak upstairs.
All right, you make your way upstairs, and you know that Jack's room is kind of down the hall. It's on the right-hand side next door to his office that he keeps upstairs.
She'll knock on the door. Jack, it's me.
You hear, like, there's a pause for a beat, and he's like, well, come in, darling.
I mean, it's not polite to just barge in without knocking on the door first. So, she'll open the door. So, I might need some more time off.
He's like walking back around toward the like edge of his bed. It looks like he may have just had used the chamber pot, and he's in like the pajamas that go from like his ankles up the full body with the little butthole with the buttons. And he kind of turns around and he scratches his rear end and he looks at you and he's like, more time off, you say? This is getting a little ridiculous, Delilah. I mean, I don't mind the occasional adventure or need to go off and find something more interesting to do, but what could be more important than providing service to our customers here?
You have plenty of girls.
But they are not Delilah.
Capable girls.
Capable. But do I really want just capable?
None of them can be as good as me. I get it, Jack. But there is a threat to this town that I can't tell you about right now.
A threat to the town, you say? Why are so many people in the last day telling me that they can't tell me things? I'm the person that you should be able to talk to.
I don't think you'll believe 90% of what I've seen.
Delilah, I've seen a ghost, for God's sake.
Have you seen the dead rise up and walk towards you?
I mean, isn't that what a ghost is?
Sure. Only it had a corporeal form.
Like the body got up and walked.
That is what I said, Jack. Do you believe me? Do you think I'm crazy?
Well,
Exactly. I don't think you believe me.
where exactly did you see and who exactly did you see get up and walk after they were already dead?
Some prospector.
Well, specificity would be good because Delilah, if they are in fact dead, that is something that I might be interested in as far as that is a claim that is left unclaimed.
Well, that is not true. Because I have the paperwork, it's my claim now.
And whose was it before it was yours, darling? Because you do have to report these things to me. There is official documentation. I've got to track the transition of ownership to the claim.
It is the Owens brothers' claim.
He sits down on the edge of the bed and looks at you. And what happened to the Owens brothers? Because, I mean, if one of them is dead, there are other brothers. There were actually 3, if I was counting correctly, as well as their cousin and their friend, who were also part of that.
The Owens brothers and their friends are the Walking Dead, and they are trapped in the mine, where I'd prefer they stay, lest anyone else from the town turns into a Walking Dead.
Delilah, and I'm not judging, I'm just asking, did you get too much sun, my dear?
See, I told you you wouldn't believe me.
No, it's not that. I want to make sure that you're all right. These, I mean, definitely tall tales, but I think that you believe you saw what you say you saw.
I know I saw what I said I saw.
Maybe I should get some of the boys together and they can take a ride out.
No one is going near the mine. It is mine.
No,
I will bring you the paperwork. I have it in my room.
That's fine, Delilah. I am not questioning your right to the claim. You don't have to worry about that right now.
You can't get in anyway. I set dynamite to explode the entrance of the mine and detonated it.
Well, why would you close a perfectly good silver mine?
Because there are Walking Dead that want to be your friend and eat you.
I see. Well, it'll be kind of hard to prove that they're actually walking and dead if they're buried in a mine, Delilah.
Well, do I need to prove it to have the ownership transferred into my name?
Oh, no. That if you have the paperwork.
There are 3 other people who saw the same thing I did.
Let me guess, one of them's that gentleman Lucas, who couldn't tell me some things last night.
I suspect he wanted to talk to the rest of us, yes.
I see. And the other 2 you left here, you took the deputy and that young padre there, didn't you?
Maybe.
Well, I mean, I would like to hear all about whatever befell you during the day that you were gone. If you want to wait and talk to the rest of them, I can join you. We can have a powwow about what's going on.
We need to speak amongst ourselves first, Jack.
You know, Delilah, if it was anyone else, I might say no, because I don't trust them. But you, and he gets up and he walks over. He says, I know that you'll tell me everything. Right?
I think she'll pause for a moment.
He notices the pause. His smile kind of...
Yes, Jack. She's purposely gonna spit venom on some of the words. Yes, Jack. I'll tell you everything.
I hope so, dear. This is how our relationship works. I tell you things, you tell me things. We watch
Do
each
you
other's
really
back.
tell me anything? I have the feeling that you just want me to stick around because this place would be run into the ground without me.
Oh, my dear, I know what a valuable asset you are. Don't ever get me wrong, but
Don't look at my butt that way.
I always do. But no, I'll let you talk to your friends, and then just let me know what's going on. I am concerned for this town. I didn't create it out of nothing for it to be torn apart by strange happenings.
Which is why you should let the four of us deal with it so that your town can keep on going. Oh, and by the way, Pennebaker wants to take over the entire town. I know you think that'll never happen, but he is like sleazy beyond sleazy can be, and I have had many an experience with sleaze.
He's a shimmery banker who fancies himself a businessman. I'm not that concerned about him.
I don't know. He tried to court me pretty hard, Jack. You might have to watch out.
I would be more concerned about him if he wasn't smart enough to do that. But I know those that are loyal.
No. He did it. I said no. I'd rather take the devil I know than the devil I don't.
And that's why I like you, Delilah. You like to keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Uh-oh.
No, it's your enemies close and your friends closer, but nice try, Jack. Anyway, I'm going to go speak to my friends, who one of them seems to have disappeared.
I see that myself.
And she'll turn on her heels and walk like very, very purposely out the door.
And I walk away. Delilah has had a conversation with Jack. And then, Hudson, what are you up to first thing this morning?
Hudson probably got ready to leave and explained to Minnie that he's might be gone again for a while. An unofficial deputy sheriff business, which I'm sure goes swimmingly when he tells her, but then he'll make his way to the original.
I think that Minnie's biggest regret is she wants to come with you, but there's some other things that she's attending to today, and they're all very time sensitive, and so she has to take care of that and can't accompany you. She's very concerned for your safety because she knows how bad things get when you two aren't together.
Things are very bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll make his way over to the original because he kind of assumes that's our quote-unquote unofficial meeting place.
All right. So you come through the doors as you see Kelt's nursing a cup of coffee, and Delilah is descending the stairs from upstairs, coming back down into the main room.
Morning.
Good morning, deputy.
Where can I get me some of that coffee?
I'll get another cup. Should I just bring a whole pot out?
Might as well.
She'll go get the percolator from the stove and bring it out with some glasses for... I don't think she'll drink because I think she actually got a good night's sleep. And I don't think she really likes the taste of coffee. But you'll bring a cup out for Padre Jerry, and one out for Hudson.
All right. Yep. Jerry hasn't made it yet. He hasn't shown up just yet. But you assume that he's probably going to make his way here at some point.
She hopes so.
So right now it's just the three of you.
So we might have a problem.
A problem?
Yeah, Jack wants to know what the hell is going on. And I might have asked for more time off, forgetting that I bought some stuff to maybe disguise myself as a guy and head out of here. I mean, if worse comes to worse, we could come up with a story.
I mean, we could just say it's none of his business.
But he thinks the town is his. Well, he founded the town. and has this fatherly instinct for the town.
Well, what's going on isn't in town. It's outside of town.
Yeah, but he sells the claims. It's weird.
Well, he can just deal with it. And in charge.
Jack is expecting me to tell him some form of the truth. Or at least feed him some information. I may have told him about The Walking Dead.
What? Why?
Because I didn't expect him to believe me, and I'm not entirely sure he does. Because I totally should have rolled psychoanalysis, and I didn't.
Well, just tell him more about The Walking Dead. I think you're muted.
Who, me?
No,
we can't hear Celts.
Go.
I happened to look down. I saw your mouth moving. I'm like, I think he's muted.
Just tell him we ate some mushrooms on the trail that made us see some things, and
We found some more of the sap.
I mean, that's believable. We
actually did.
We did actually find. So that's not a lie. We didn't lie.
I mean, I'm not entirely bad at lying, though. That is a thing I can do.
do you really, like, in your heart of hearts, do you know what happened while we were out there?
I mean, I'm missing a chunk of my memory. But
Does
then I saw
any of us, can we actually say what really went on out there?
I mean, I think he thinks I saw what I saw. I mean, he did make that comment.
We could always just go with, we don't really know what we saw, Jack. We're going to go take another look.
I mean, I told him I wanted time off to protect the town. I thought that was going to be good enough for him to just let me go.
Well, I mean, we did check on the Owen brothers.
I mean,
we got to investigate that a little more.
I mean, I did tell him that I am now the rightful owner of that claim and that no one else is allowed to go there, which ultimately means probably other people are going to end up there.
Now, that's a good point right there. Do you even need to work for him anymore now that you have that?
I mean, I did spend a large chunk of it yesterday getting supplies for us and trail rations and dynamite in case we need more, and I don't know, I was trying to think of all the stuff we might need so that we don't have to come back to town before we finish this.
Look, why don't we just tell him that what we're going to do is going to save the town?
I tried to tell him that I needed time off to go save the town, and then he wanted more information.
Well, tell him.
And if anyone's going to tell him a fabricated story and have it be believable, it's going to be me.
Man, ain't going to be Jerry. He'd probably tell him the truth.
Or feel really guilty and spontaneously combust it with divine energy.
Well, I mean, is he not letting you leave unless we tell him? Or
he didn't exactly say. There still is the option for me to sneak out.
So, no offense here, Delilah, but how much do you cost for the day?
Are you thinking about buying me so we can go out of town? Because that's not typically what someone does when they pay for me. I mean, I'm all about an adventure, whatever suits your fancy there, Lucas.
It don't matter if we go upstairs or what. If I pay, he can't really have much to say about the matter, can he?
I mean, no, probably not. And if I really wanted to, I could be like, I'm buying my own time, thank you, Jack.
That's kind of what, if he's going to be a problem keeping us from leaving.
No, he's going to be a problem keeping me from leaving. You guys are not under his thumb. And
I say we just pay him off and make him be quiet for the day. I
say we just leave now.
Just drop whatever money I have left on the table.
Oh, did I forget to mention I bought a horse too?
So why don't we just leave? He ain't down here.
Because I still have to go upstairs and he's upstairs.
What do you have to go upstairs for?
Do I look like I have any weapons on me? I thought you'd be a little bit more aware of this, there, deputy.
Well, you got your boots on, and now you keep a knife down there.
Yeah, well, I bought a gun, and I have Jed's gun. I'd like to have a gun on me.
Well,
I need to go upstairs. I have to.
I could just go get it. One of us could go get your stuff.
I think that would be even more suspicious than me going back to my room.
Whatever, I'm offering solutions. And then he's just going to start sipping his coffee.
I got an idea. And I'm going to take my duster off and my hat and just, like, drape it over Delilah and the top button.
And the ghost train goes by.
Put the hat on her to where it is kind of like pull it down real far over her. Like, awkwardly looking. There. He won't know who you are. You go get your things. Come on back down here and we'll get out of here before he knows what's going on.
I hate the train track. Sorry, I'm being thoroughly distracted by this. I feel like I could move more quietly not in your giant duster. But not that I don't appreciate the sentiment. So she'll take the duster and the hat back off.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to sneak upstairs.
All right, so you can roll me a stealth check to sneak upstairs. All right.
Fuck.
So, and as we cut away to Jeremiah, who is, Jeremiah, you wake up in the morning in your tent. Your books are probably scattered around. Maybe you fell asleep reading.
Probably. That's what I figure.
You look around. The sun's up. People are starting to kind of hustle and bustle outside the tent. What do you do?
I think I'm gonna get my. I don't think I unpacked my actual bag that I had earlier, so I picked that up and I'm gonna put the book that I found in there just in case, and I'm probably gonna head down with Sancho towards the saloon.
Okay. You're making your way toward the saloon, down the street. Just roll me a spot hidden check.
Oh God. Okay. Oh, hey.
All right, so you're walking along with Sancho kind of in tow, and you kind of get a block or two from your tent, and you're kind of toward the the outskirt of town a little bit on the northern side, and you sort of like stretching first thing in the morning, and you sort of look over, and you see this small tree. It's this like small kind of dead looking tree kind of behind one of the tents a little ways down from your tent that you've never seen there before. It just looks like maybe like a dead bush or something that's just sort of been left uncared for and just sitting there.
Now, we saw those trees with the sap in them.
You
Would I
did
be
see.
able to tell if it's the same type of tree?
Looking at it from here, it doesn't look like it. The trees that you saw where the sap was coming out of were like much bigger trees that looked like they had exploded from the center and like had shattered outward, and bark and everything was all over the ground.
Can I go check it out?
All right. So
I'm a little
you
intrigued.
So you kind of look at it and you go to step over and kind of head toward it. And then you hear from behind you, watch out, coming through. And you get startled by another gentleman who, his name is Bert Anders. And he's a prospector who has a claim kind of up to the northeast of town. And he's kind of coming by with like a little cart getting kind of pulled along by his horse behind him. And you kind of move aside out of the way as he's passing, and you see in the back of the cart it looks like there's a body laid out in there.
Oh, do I recognize who it is?
Just give me another spot hidden as it's going by, and looking over. You look over this edge, see if you can recognize who this is.
Okay. Let me reopen my character sheet real quick. Oh, wow. Damn.
Nice. All right, so you lean up and kind of like look over the edge of this little cart and get a closer look at the body, and you kind of pause for a second, and you see that looks like Melvin Clegg. Last time you saw him, he was on the back of Sancho. But he is like missing, like the top of his head looks like it's been like scalped, and it's sort of lying like on his chest as he's going by.
Shit.
Anders sort of looks at you and is like, "Yeah, found him dead laying off to the side of the trail. Figured I'd bring him into town. I think there's a price on his head."
Oh.
I think he ran afoul of some of them locals out there, and they did him in and kind of scalped him.
It seems that way.
Mm-hmm. How you doing today, preacher?
I put at the tree. Have you seen that tree before?
He looks over your shoulder. He goes, "What tree?"
Oh, fuck.
You look back. There's no tree.
Oh, I'm just pulling a prank on you. I'm gonna go to the saloon now.
That's funny, preacher. I like that one. I'm gonna go collect me some money off this guy.
Oh my god. I'm going crazy. Alright, great.
Easiest $50 I'm ever gonna make.
That's a lot of money. Holy shit.
I know. I kind of feel good about this too, because him and his brother tried to take me out and take my claim about 3 months back. So, you know that thing they call karma? Well, karma got him.
It seems that way.
Have a nice day. And he kind of, "Come on, horse." And he heads up the road with the cart pulled behind him.
His name's Horse.
The horse is just horse.
Well, that's fun. Great. And the ghost that Jack keeps seeing has its scalp gone too, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's good. Great. Okay. Yeah, I'll head to the Pawheton original. Yep.
All right, so you and Sancho hasten your step and head to the Pawheton.
Great.
You come through the door and you see Hudson and Lucas sitting at a table, coffee cups, coffee in front of them. You look over and you see Delilah 3/4 of the way up the stairs, and then Sneaky Pete yells, "Hey, Delilah! Thanks again! I appreciate it! Don't tell Jack, though!" And then
maybe you shouldn't yell from in the tavern all the way up the stairs.
And you hear the door creak at the top of the stairs, and Jack says, "Don't tell Jack what?"
Pete, shut up.
Sorry, bud. I'm gonna go restock the bar. Bye. And he disappears around the corner.
How much I love working here. For better eyelashes.
Jack smiles. He says, "Well, I already knew that."
So, yeah, why don't you come have a conversation with us at the table?
He looks down. Good cup of coffee. Where'd Pete go? Shit, I'll get the whiskey for the coffee. He walks down the stairs. He's still in his pajamas, just walking down. He hasn't dressed yet. He kind of walks over, goes behind the bar and grabs out a bottle of whiskey, comes back over, pours like three-quarters a cup of whiskey, and then pours some coffee on top of it. Swirls it. So, good morning.
Is it though?
Can we get rid of Pete? Like, can
He
you just fire
disappeared.
him?
Oh, what?
I know. She's talking to Jack.
Oh.
Can we fire Pete?
Uh,
He's been nothing but a thorn in our sides.
Pete's useful to keep around. I make Pete do the things that other people don't want to do.
Okay, fine. Good morning, Padre.
Morning. Hey. How your mornings going?
Oh, I love Sneaky Pete. He's my favorite.
Jack snickers.
I guess they found a claim jumper out of the trail. He was missing his scalp like that ghost you're always saying you saw, Jack.
What claim jumper?
Starts sweating. I think his name was Clegg.
Plague.
We're gonna kind of.
So, is that Clay
Look
like
over
CALY or KELGG or?
I don't know. Actually,
Well,
Must
never-
not-
Sancho's Clegg?
no. That's I. Who knows? I don't know.
You know, I think I remember seeing a wanted poster for that guy up in the jail.
Jack,
Did it say dead or alive?
it did. It did say dead or alive.
It did.
Jack says, Clegg, you mean like Trapper Clegg and his brother and associates. Those, making trouble around, the outskirts of town?
That's what it sounded like. Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
saying,
the-
you're saying what? Trapper's dead? Somebody brought him in to turn in the bounty?
Correct.
That's what it looked like.
Well, looks like somebody's gonna be rich today. $75 is a mighty bounty for a claim jumper, but
Sure.
who did you see bringing him in, if I could inquire, Padre?
I didn't catch the name. I
Oh.
don't remember.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'll have to... Pete, restocking the bar? He's like, you can do that later. Go, eavesdrop at the, number 2 location. Let me know who it is, okay? Who's visiting today?
Does Delilah know the code?
Yes, you do. You know that he means the jail.
Hmm.
Although I guess it's pretty safe to assume that
I think we all kind of put that one together.
Yeah.
And Pete's like, all right. And he looks at the deputy and he's like, I'll be back. See you, Jack. Bye, Delilah. And he runs out the door.
Oh, sneaky Pete.
should have shanked. Should have.
Would Lucas know we were talking about? Is it the same Clegg that got yanked off the donkey?
It is. It depends on how in detail Jeremiah goes as to who it is.
I think I probably would have just said the name
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and act like I don't know who this person is, but I know like he's a claim jumper.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know, yeah.
Yeah. So you definitely get the impression he's talking about Melvin, who was last seen riding
Yeah.
Sancho.
Trapper was one of the zombies, right?
He was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Oh.
How far is the jail from the original?
It's a few blocks away.
I think Lucas would probably want to go too, to go see him. Can I go scurry off with Pete?
Sure. If you want to get up and kind of head off.
Before I go, I'm going to lean into Hudson and I'm going to ask, there's no law against shooting a dead man, is there?
No, he's already dead.
All right, then I'll be right back, y'all. I'm going to go with Pete because I want to see the body.
All right. So Lucas kind of tears off after Pete. And you see Jack watch him go. He takes a big swig. Where's he getting off to in such a hurry?
You know, Lucas.
No, I don't really know him all that well, actually.
What?
We're in getting to know each other this week.
Let's just keep it that way then.
Ah. Lawman,
Yes.
Delilah's got some tall tales about your excursion. What can you tell me about your adventures at the Owens Silver Claim?
Well, what I can tell you is that Owens weren't there, and we found the deed, and well, Delilah found the deed. So I believe that means it's hers now.
I mean, she has the deed. It's
She
just a
does.
matter of a little bit of paperwork, and I can handle that for Delilah.
Yeah, name's all hers.
Anything else interesting happen?
Some dead guys tried to get us, but we took care of that.
How did you know they were dead if they were walking around?
They seemed pretty dead.
Yeah,
We kind of
bullet
shot
holes.
them.
You know,
Kind of shot them a couple of times, and they didn't fall down.
Oh, I mean, I've been shot a couple of times and I'm not dead. Or
But,
am
like-
I?
Well, like in the head.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
Also set them on fire, actually.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Like there, something ain't right. Is the extent of what we're saying.
that's the impression I'm getting. So,
Yeah.
how did you end up at the Owens Silver Mine if you went to collect Jed? And I know that Jed's claim is up the river and on the western bank.
Well, we wanted to investigate why the Owens brothers hadn't come into town. People were concerned about him.
Yeah, Jack, you told me to look into it.
Oh, I was just making sure you were listening.
Yeah, like you told me. Get out of here, Jack. He's gonna kind of just like playfully be like, "Get out of here."
It's good to know that the law's paying attention to what I have to say.
Yeah, I pay attention. I knew. Don't you worry.
I'm just concerned for all of you. I don't know if you saw what you think you saw, or if this Jed fellow has been putting something in more drinks than just Pharaoh's.
I think at that, Delilah is immediately going to tense up, like she's going to do something she regrets.
Yeah, Hutz is gonna kind of lean back, like, "Oh shit."
Pick my coffee up off the table.
Yeah, pick the coffee up and hold it.
I like Delilah has this like domineering presence that when she tenses up.
Also, she's just feisty. He knows.
That's true, yeah.
I mean, that is true.
He's like, "Oh shit."
She's a badass. I get it. It's fine.
See, we didn't drink anything Jed gave us.
That's true, yeah.
So, you know what? You don't have to believe us. That's your prerogative.
I mean, I did tell you you weren't going to believe us.
I mean, I'm not one to talk. I did see a ghost, so these things can happen. I'm just saying. It's,
Where was it again? You said you saw the ghost, Jack?
well, I was
I know you like telling the story.
I was up near where the dam is. We had just finished construction on the dam not too long before, and I was investigating a couple new claims, possibilities up that way, and I was all by myself. I was panning in the river, looking to see what kind of luck I'd have in this area, so that I knew what kind of a price I could put on the claim. And as I lifted my pan, I was sifting the water, I saw something out of my peripheral vision, and I looked up, and there, standing on the rise, was a figure. Blood dripping down, eyes dark and sunken, bleeding from the mouth, holding his own scalp in his hand, looking down at me.
That sounds awfully like a Walking Dead there, Jack. Are you sure it was a ghost?
Well, it was there one minute, and then it was gone the next, like it discorporated into nothing.
It's a good word.
Is the dam anywhere near where we were the other day?
So, you know that the dam it's further up to the west from town. Like, you guys went north and followed the creek up, it's to the west.
So we were near more Humboldt than
Yes.
is. Okay.
Yeah, it's up toward Stratton Peak.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, of course he names a peak after himself.
Yeah,
I
but
mean-
damn the peak. Yeah.
He thinks he owns the town. It's fine.
That's what we do here.
Yeah.
Well, Jack, you saw a ghost. We saw Walking Dead. Let's just call it even.
Fair enough. So meanwhile, Lucas, you run after Sneaky Pete. He kind of double times it up the street and kind of heads like the long way around to kind of come up behind the jail. But you do see, as you kind of follow the main street in that direction, you see a cart wheeling its way up, kind of coming to a stop in front of the jail as you're kind of catching up to it. And you see a fellow kind of walk over, and he just sort of knocks at the front door, and the sheriff kind of opens the door and he motions them out to come to the cart as you're approaching.
Morning, Sheriff.
Sheriff looks over, he's like, "You again?"
Yes, me again.
Morning.
This is gonna seem a little odd, but I need y'all to trust me a little bit here. Mind if I see what's in the back of the cart?
The gentleman with the sheriff turns around and he's like, "Hey there, Bert Anders. Found this here gentleman off on the side of the trails. I was coming back down to town for my claim. This here is a claim jumper, and I'm collecting the bounty on his head this morning."
Well, that's a fortunate tale for you, sir. That's a good bit of easy money, it sounds like. Sheriff, this bounty here, is it a dead or alive bounty?
Yes, it is. It's gets paid whether you bring him in dead or alive.
And is there any stipulation involved that would regulate the condition of the body when it was returned here to you for him to claim his bounty?
It has to be identifiable as the outlaw that we are unquestionably looking for.
Is it?
The sheriff kind of walks over, takes a look-see, walks back inside, kind of reaches inside and pulls a paper off the wall, comes back and does kind of a quick look. Yeah, I'd say that one looks more like Melvin Clegg than his brother Trapper. That's a $50 bounty right there.
All right, so the gentleman gets paid now. He brought the bounty in.
Yes, he does. That's just like yesterday. That's how it worked for you.
Now, this is the weird part, and I need you guys to go with me here, okay? You might want to cover your all ears.
They both look at each other and look back at you with a questioning look, like, what?
Just cover your ears. Or don't. It don't matter. And I'm going to pull my gun out, and I'm just going to point blank shoot the body in the head twice.
The, Bert Anders, like, as you pull your gun out, you see him go, "Oh my God!" And he just drops to the ground and covers his whole head. And is, like, down, as far down on the ground as he can get. "I surrender! I surrender!"
And as quick as I pulled the shot, I'm going to hold my hand up with my finger kind of holding into the trigger guard so that I'm not being, I don't want to come off as menacing to the sheriff. I'm going to tell him, look, now if I were you, I would remove that head. I know there's kind of a theme going here with you and I, but remove that head, bury it away from the body, and set both of them on fire.
He, like, as you say this and your hands are up, he had literally done the, like, coat back, gun out, like, flicked it, and didn't have it pointed at you, but had it, like, kind of, like, readied, and the look on his face, and then as your hands go up and you look less threatening, he keeps the gun out, but he's got it down kind of at his leg, and he's just looking at you, and he's like, "Son, I don't know you. You're a visitor here, but I don't understand shooting a dead man in the head and then wanting to burn the body. Is he diseased?"
Yes.
He's
Very much so.
What is it, smallpox?
I don't know, but
Is it like a plague or something?
y'all are wasting time asking questions. When some stranger comes up and tells you to cut something's head off and bury it and burn it, you probably should just go ahead and do it.
Bert's like, "Before you bury, could I get my $50 so that I know I got paid, please, sir?" It's like, you're getting paid, it's fine. He slowly holsters the gun.
I holster mine.
And he kind of puts the coat back, and he's like, I mean, we can feed it to the pig if we need to.
I reckon that would work. Feed
That's-
all of it to the pig. Just feed the whole thing.
It's probably going to cost you probably $2 for him to take the whole body.
Well, here, this one's on me then, and I'll give him $5. I think I have that much left.
All right. And as you're handing it to him, do me a favor, roll me a spot hidden check. All right. So you hand him the money, and he kind of gives you a nod, and he's like, "Okay, Mr. Anders, sir, I'm gonna have you take this money and take this cart over, and you're gonna take it over to the pig farm, and you just give him the money and tell him the sheriff sent you."
And that extra money is for you to make sure you stay there and watch that whole thing get eaten.
He says, "All right." He takes the other money and he says, "And my $50?" The sheriff's like, "God forbid." Goes inside, isn't there for a second, comes back out and slaps down the money to him. "There's your payment for the bounty. Now, go and take care of the rest of that business, sir." The sheriff just looks at you.
Sheriff, I would like to thank you for not shooting me.
"You're welcome."
And I hope you have a nice morning. And I'm just going to turn on my heels and walk back to the original.
All right, and so you walk away. And I think as Lucas shows back up at the original in a bit, as you all are still sitting with Jack, who has not left your sides and is still trying to figure out what is going on here, I think we might end this for tonight and come back next time.
Okay.
As you guys decide what you're going to do.
Oh god.
Jack needs to realize Delilah's just gonna leave.
I think he might know.
She literally doesn't need him for anything anymore. Like,
That's what I'm saying. I think you've become an independent businesswoman now, have you not?
here's the thing. She enjoys her job. She enjoys performing.
Start
We'll
your
see
own
how it
food.
plays out.
Yep. All right.
Because she might just threaten Jack if she doesn't, and I'm gonna just go over to Pennebaker and drive you into the ground.
Oh.
Dang.
She's feisty, y'all said it.
Yeah.
You're giving the keeper all kinds of ideas. I'm watching Jeanette's face just go,
It's
yeah.
it's fine. Whatever.
Good.
I'm an agent of chaos, I've decided when I play games.
So am I. Oh,
All right, so let's do some plugs if we have them, and then we'll be on our way for this evening. So why don't we start with Brooke?
Hi. You can find me in Theater Nerd at all the places. I'm here every other Monday playing Call of Cthulhu. Every Sunday, I'm over on the SS Adventure. I can never remember the name of that channel. Playing Dungeons and Dragons. On next week, Monday, I'm on my own channel playing a Ravnica game that if you're a fan of magic at all, you might want to tune into. Not that I'm... because it'll be interesting and fun, and I'm probably spoiling too much. Anyway, yeah, I'm pretty much Theater Nerd 221 in all of the places, so you can find me there. Chat with me, I'm in the Discord.
Excellent. And how about Dylan? What do you got going on, Dylan?
well, howdy, everybody. I'm Dylan. You can find me on Twitter at KKRP2. Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/PowerSquareRPG. You can find me doing Waffle Talk, where we talk about the D&D show Dice Camera Action, which Chris Perkins runs on Tuesdays. And Saturdays on PowerSquareRPG at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find me playing Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which we're going to be doing the third session of. Jamie can tell you more about that. Ask Aunt Jeanette, yeah.
Excellent. All right. So, Jamie, how about you tell us some more?
Well, before we get into that, on Sundays at noon Eastern Time on twitch.tv/katieface, we're playing Mission Unbearable, a 6-session-long honey heist game. We're going to be on session 5, so we're nearing the end, and the bears have to break into a human's house to steal back the honey. We'll see how that goes.
Nothing can go wrong with that.
Oh.
No.
And on Saturdays on PowerScore RPG at 3 p.m., like Dylan said, Dungeon of the Mad Mage, where I'm guesting as Sunspot, a monk who last session died. Full on died.
Insta-died.
I insta-died, and I laughed pretty hard about it, but then they brought me back.
So did I.
So
I was gonna say shortest guest spot ever. Way to go, Jamie.
it was like an hour into the game when I
Yep,
died.
way to go, buddy.
And then they revived me because we were still on the first level. And
I
that's when you
screamed.
can find me.
We were in like the first room we actually checked out too.
Yep. Insta-dead.
It was funny. You should watch it because I just started laughing and clapping. And Jeanette screamed.
Yep. Anything else going on, Jamie?
No, that's it.
All right. How about Celts?
So yeah, I'm the Celts. I'm here every other Monday, as you guys probably already know. Every Tuesday, I play in a Vampire the Masquerade game, which we're actually wrapping up here pretty soon. Crusade of Thorns. That's Tuesdays on Soul Bear RPG. And then, of course, the other Chronicles, the Sabbat and Camarilla games are on Welcome to the Party RPG. That's Wednesday nights for Camarilla, 8 p.m. Eastern, and then Saturday at 12 noon Eastern, also on Welcome to the Party, is a Sabbat game. They're going to be doing something kind of fun, actually. They're going to do like kind of a Talking Dead type show. It's going to be called Talking Thorns.
Ooh.
Where all the players are going to be on one stream with all the global storytellers all together, and we're going to be fielding like an AMA kind of a thing. So if you have any questions about the show or want to ask about the game, any of that stuff, they're pulling questions from Twitter using hashtag Talking Thorns. So
cool.
if you wanted to chime in or do any of that stuff, you can interact with us that way. And that's still to be determined on the date, but I'm sure if you watch the Twitter, it's going to be all over. But yeah, had fun as always. Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you guys. That was cool. I like shooting dead things or mutilating dead things. Seems to be Lucas's kind of deal. So
Or just shooting things.
yeah, the gun smoke,
Yes. And I'm Jeanette. This is my channel, Uncanny Adventures. You can find me here. I know, right? It's crazy. I mean, I'm still shocked by it. Yep. So, I know, I had no idea. But, yep. So, every other Monday here at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we are playing this game. Who knows what will happen next time? Now that Jack is kind of looming over the group and becoming more inquisitive as to your actions and what's happening. Also, you can find me on PowerScore RPG at 3 p.m. on Saturdays with Dylan and Jamie. My rogue is hating magic and hating dungeons. So yeah, that's happening. And Sundays, part of the Honey Heist group. I'm the unhinged honey badger thief. So, I mean, everything could go wrong because I'm with the party. And starting in a week, on this coming Sunday at 4:30 p.m., we're going to have a new D&D 5e pirate adventure on this channel. So 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to have some pirates. There may be a pirate in this group right here.
No, surely not.
Possibly one. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. So thank you to everybody who hung out. Thank you guys for playing. I'm excited to see what happens next. I like all the in-town shenanigans and so many people, so much time. But yeah, so
you guys cannot let me forget that I bought gifts for everybody too.
yes.
Oh, yes.
And we will see everybody next time. So 2 weeks. And thank you. Everybody have a nice time. Have a good week and take care of yourselves. Goodbye.
Bye.
See you.